9. So I'll call the March 21st Commissioners meeting to order. And the first item on the agenda is public comments. Yes, Ed.
Just want to make an announcement that I have a contract with North Conway's Valley Vision TV, so you'll be transmitted to North Conway from this point on.
I think it's been going up there because
I've seen it.
People are hearing it.
That was my test.
Oh,
People are watching it on the internet also, but it's also going out on channel 3 up in Belleville.
That's good, because that's what I've been telling people.
Yeah, yeah. Good, good.
Thank you.
Good morning. So, yes, Mr. Albee.
We had a landscaping meeting last week. I guess Sandy's not feeling too well today. So.
Yeah, she's not well. Yeah, would you report on that? Because
Well, it went pretty well. The master gardeners kind of cataloged the plants that are already in front of the old nursing home building. They were doing soil tests. Will's not coming in this morning either, but
no, I talked to him this morning
he
already.
was going to do some soil tests and get those off for the gardens in at the wings. And they were putting together a list from the original design of plants that we don't have, so that we could get them out into the community and see if we can't get some donations of plant product.
Yeah.
There's another meeting scheduled for the 20th.
Yeah, next Wednesday?
Next Wednesday, 27th.
At 1 o'clock?
1 o'clock.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I apologize. We were looking at those bids that came in from the landscapers, and we just got caught up.
Will also mentioned that he needed to move some of the trees that were on that plan.
Yes.
And he was going to, I think we decided that the easiest way to do it was to get some marking paint and start
Or
putting
stakes, yeah.
Yeah, or stakes, something so we can get a feel for where things are going.
Right.
He also said that he's talked to at least one individual about screening the loam.
Yeah.
Who wants to do it on a barter system where he takes some of the loam for doing the work. And on the old nursing home building, are you planning on putting an RFP out for the removal of the wings?
Yes. Yeah. We did get a bid in, and it did get updated from Always Wrecking, but we'll have to put it out for bid. Yep.
Right, because I've had a couple of different people approach me about that.
Okay.
And wanting to make sure, from my perspective, that it's just not the removal of the building, but it's the reclamation of the site. So it also, the fill's brought in, and the loam is put down, and it's seeded, so it's not just...
Yeah.
Thank you.
In fact, when Always Wrecking put in their bid, I had to call them about something, and I said the loam is on site, but it needs to be screened. He said he would bring in a screening unit and would leave it there, and we could screen all we wanted to screen for other uses if we had to. So that's a possibility. But yeah, all the cement floors and so forth would all be chipped up and used as fill here somewhere on the complex. And it would be loamed and reseeded, just like they did with the old jail.
And I was up visiting a friend of mine who I sailed with up in Bar Harbor. And Jackson Labs, I don't know if you're familiar with them.
Yeah.
Their whole campus, they just changed over to a pellet system. They've completely removed all of the oil burners that they had, and propane burners, and got completely pellet for, I think, $4.5 million they invested in a pellet heating system. So
there was a program on public TV within the week. I don't remember what day it was last week, but it was all about pellets. And there was another gentleman there that talked about energy, and he admitted that the pellets were the best deal, with the exception of
Natural gas.
Natural gas, right,
Which we don't have.
which we don't have, so, yeah, and they both agreed that pellets was the best and would have the largest savings. Yep. Yep. And that's, we gotta put that out for bid also. Once we get that up and going, we need to bid, and I'm gonna have to get with Charlie Agnew, I guess, to see, right up to specifications, because the different plants have different moisture contents, different makeup of the pellet.
Right.
And we need to get the most efficient one that's for a reasonable cost, so.
And even though the value currently is pretty low, you can take advantage of the carbon offset credits. So you should keep that in mind.
Okay, yeah.
I thought they were about somewhere in the dollar range right now, but that price will move as well. But you should talk to Agnew about that as well.
Okay. Other public comments?
This is
What is this?
This is from this gentleman.
Two-way communications.
He just brought it in. This is from the Cybertron thing.
Okay. Okay, you got the other bid, right? From
Yeah.
Cybertron? I can put that with it. Maybe we'll make a decision on it next week. Okay, since there are no other comments from the public,
Jason isn't here. Sandy's not coming.
the bid that this gentleman brought in, we're going to make a decision on that next week.
Okay.
If you want to hang around, we're not going to open them up. We're going to wait till next week, but if you want to hang around, that's fine. Otherwise, next week would be a good time, all right?
Thank you.
Thank you. Attorney Dewhurst, do you have something you want to bring up, or you're just sitting in?
I just came in, I heard that the impound lot might be talked about today, so.
Oh,
Just kind of update the commission.
okay. We don't have it on the agenda, but let us get through the minutes first, and then we'll go into that, okay? You want to bring up the minutes that we need
Yep.
to approve?
I have the non-public minutes of March 14, 2012.
You make a motion to that effect?
Yes, but did you read them or not? Did you read the minutes?
I
Yeah, okay.
got the agenda, yeah.
I make a motion to approve the non-public minutes of March 14, 2012 and release them.
March 14th, yes.
Any further discussion? I'll second it. Any further discussion?
You want to sign those things or not?
Yeah. All those in support of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Oh, I will get a thing
You
down.
got it.
I have an attachment for the signatures. I will get it down, so we
Okay.
don't have to write on it.
Um,
And I believe Sandy made corrections. I don't have,
We got regular
Minutes.
minutes for the last couple of weeks.
I think she made corrections, Sandy. I think she sent something.
Yeah, she did.
Oh, so let me see. I don't think I have it with me.
Well, we had some that we're ready to prove, but we're waiting for some.
She was going to do the
Correction.
corrections, and I think she did that.
Yes, she did.
Let me see. Let she make the corrections on in a second. I think she made the corrections on the 22nd of February. So I make a motion to approve the public minutes of
Do you have them?
22nd of February.
We have
Don't
copies.
have
No,
them?
I don't have it, no.
I don't see how we can,
I don't
Approve
have
something
it,
we don't
but,
have.
yeah,
Well,
approve it. I will run down and see if they have it.
okay.
And you don't have, you didn't send it to the office, huh? The minutes
No, I
from
have
last
them right
week?
here.
Oh, you have
I
them
need
there?
to print them.
Oh, okay, I will go print them, because we have the public minutes of last week. Okay, I will give you the
Okay.
email addresses for the people in the office so you can send it to them.
We have any reports to make for any visits or meetings that commissioners went to?
No?
Seeing none. I think everybody, with the exception of Mr. Albee, was at the meeting on Monday with the delegation. They approved some items and they wouldn't let some of the items come up on the agenda, which is their prerogative, I guess. And they're meeting next Monday. Hopefully they will finish the budget. I felt bad for the nursing home. Those people sat here all day long waiting for their budget to come up, and it never did. But that's the way the delegation operates. One of the questions that was asked by the delegation was in regards to the electrical cost at the new nursing home. And I had a correspondence from EGA that I showed them, where EGA had estimated between $2 and $2.50 a square foot for electrical costs, and that would amount to a range between $171,000 and $214,000. And I believe in the budget they're in for around $160,000. So they're within the 186,000.
Yeah,
They were in the range anyway, and that's roughly 13 cents per kilowatt hour. Most of what EGA did and what the building amounted to was they looked at the heat versus electric, and so that came in on March 4th, 2011. They did approve Hale's location budget after an hour and a quarter. And they are looking at the union contracts from the previous union and this new proposal. There should not be any financial change in it other than what we proposed this year. There were some minor adjustments made in when I forget the title, but it was made to January 1st rather than April 1st. Other than that, they're looking at the contracts. They did not approve it. We were recommending 30 cents an hour for the first year and 40 cents an hour the second year. And I gave them the figure that would cost the taxpayers. But they decided to hold off until they all had a chance to read the contract. Okay, Jason, come right, go ahead. All right.
Just on the electrical, did anything come of the
You're not answering questions.
meetings that were going on at the state level of the county association?
We saved roughly $600 last year. That's when it got started. It hasn't been going for a year yet.
But that's already in place. So these
Yeah.
electrical calculations are based on that purchase of electricity through.
This is based on the actual cost here, okay? We get reimbursed from the company that we hired for actual energy, not the transmission, but the actual energy. Yeah.
Oh, do you want your copy back? That's fine. So I need to read the minutes first. So.
What date is that one? 14? Yeah. It's a 14.
Yeah, it's for Dorothy. Not sure.
Yeah, she's got one. That must be yours.
Oh, okay. Did you have your minutes? Did you have this after? Okay. So we have an extra here now. Are we waiting for Jason? What are we doing
We're
now?
waiting for the minutes.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to have some
Okay.
corrections to make on this, so
right.
I suggest
I
we
need to
wait.
make some corrections, or I
right,
need
let's-
to,
Make
Let's-
those corrections, let's have Jason Johnson give his
Okay.
report. You got a procedural,
Yes, point of order, could everybody making a report, please state your name for the record and which department you're talking to, so the people watching can know who you are. Thank you.
another announcement, as of the 1st of April, we will have a sign up there at the coffee and pastry. It'll be $1 for coffee and $1 for pastry. That's for everybody, including us.
history.
And as you know, the 1st of April, everybody but the nursing home and the jail will be paying for their lunch, or for their meal.
There you go.
Morning, Jason.
Morning, Commissioners. Superintendent Johnson from the Carroll County Department of Corrections. This morning, the population, we have 54 in-house, 0 weekenders, 10 transfers, 3 out on electronic monitoring, 10 pretrial release for a total population of 77. Took in 18 inmates last week, 9 were repeaters, and 16 were released. 1 came in for DWI subsequent, booked 8 times in 5 years. 1 for an electronic bench warrant, booked 4 times in 2 years. Another one for, excuse me, an electronic bench warrant and a detention order, booked 3 times in 2 years. 1 for criminal mischief, criminal threatening, unlawful possession of alcohol, and protective custody, booked 4 times in 3 years. 1 for DUI and operating after suspension, booked 7 times in 7 years. 1 for an electronic bench warrant ×2 and a detention order, which is a violation of probation, booked 3 times in 2 years. 1 for protective custody, booked 4 times in 18 years. 1 for a capias, a violation of probation, booked 12 times in 19 years. And 1 for protective custody, booked 2 times in 5 years. The company that was contracted to start the wall began their work on Monday. They should be wrapping up later today or tomorrow. And I contacted the prison regarding the signs that we discussed last week for 10 signs, which would allow me to post 6 around the facility and 4 at different points, because the wording is 2 different types of signs. So we're ordering a total of 10. The signs and posts are $555. That would be ordered from the prison sign shop. And they can be ready in about 2 weeks. And then I just have 2 items, if I could, for non-public. One would be for personnel, and the other one would be for safety and security.
Okay. We're gonna have to have that at the end of the meeting.
I think it's sometime maybe around 10:30, possibly.
10:30, no later.
10:30?
Yeah. I noticed a truck driving into the jail to work on the wall.
That was, yes.
Have they, is this the first day, or they've been working on it?
They started on Monday,
They started on Monday?
and they'll be wrapping up either later today or tomorrow.
All done? Okay. Think they're doing good work? Or is somebody looking after their work that they're doing?
They're doing,
Satisfactory work, or what?
I'd say, satisfactory.
Yeah.
Yes,
They're doing it according to the...
to the specs,
To the specs,
yes.
okay. You seem a little bit leery about...
I would reserve my comments for directed in the non-public session.
Okay, okay. Anybody got any questions of Superintendent Johnson?
On their contract, there is something, is there a stipulation regarding, I don't remember, regarding guarantee that this thing?
I'd have to go back and look at the RFP, ma'am, I can't recall off the top of my head.
Did we hire or contract with Northern Community Health? Northern?
We have a contract with Northern Human Services.
And how often do they come in? And how do
They're
they
in-
come in?
They're in counsel, LADAC person is in twice a week, and the psychiatrist comes in once a month.
And how do they come in? Do they come in at a request of the inmate?
No,
Or-
we schedule them 8 hours a week, so they come in one day for a period of 4 hours, and then they come in again, I believe it's Mondays and Wednesdays, they come in.
What happens if an inmate was on meeting with someone that may not have been with Northern Community Health? Do they have the opportunity to come in once a week?
We don't have a contract with any other vendor. I would say that their care would be taken over by Northern Human Services.
What would happen if the family of the inmate paid for it?
And then that would be an expense that they would pick up, and we would have no...
But what about, what's the policy if they had somebody that wanted to come in once a week? Would that be a special type meeting, or
Yeah.
would that be?
It would be a professional visit, yes.
A professional visit?
Mhm.
That would be separate from normal visiting?
Correct.
Okay.
They would, I would like it if the inmate made contact with the medical department, spoke to our staff, and told them about this outside provider, and
Okay.
then we could make the referral.
Okay. Yes,
Is that wall?
Mr. Fowler,
Oh,
I just want to touch base, I actually spoke to the individual that you're...
alluding to?
Yes.
Okay.
And they are aware of the proper procedure to follow and how to set that all up, so it is being taken care of.
Going to be taken care of, okay.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether it's through Northern
It's
New
not.
Hampshire Community Health or what.
No, it's not, it's through a...
Mental health.
Through their own person that...
It is
set
through
up
their own.
6 months ago. And
Okay.
everything's being set up to allow that to continue.
Okay.
Okay?
And they had no problem with a special visiting?
Correct.
That was what, it
Yes.
was the other night, right?
Yeah, it was
Oh,
just-
last night?
Yep,
Okay. Thank you.
you're welcome.
Do you have anything else?
No, sir.
Okay. Well, I'll see you at 10:30 then?
Yes, sir.
Anybody else have any questions?
No.
No, I had a question about the wall. What about the fence?
I need to act on that RFP. We only had
You only still have the one?
proposal, so I'd like to request if we can go ahead and contact that company and have them start it.
Do you have it with you?
I'm sorry, ma'am?
Do you have it with you? Yeah, the proposal.
It should be downstairs. If
Oh,
not, then I have
okay.
a copy of it back in
okay.
my office.
Okay. What, do you recall what the,
Total amount was in the vicinity of $6,200, $6,250 in that general ballpark. I know it was over the 5,000 threshold, which you guys requested that it goes out to RFP.
right,
So it's like 6,200 or 6,250.
and that's to repair the fence?
That's to address the immediate concern that, right,
Right.
Where is the company from? It's from Conway?
Rochester.
Rochester. Do you have the company's name? You don't know that? I will check it downstairs then.
Yeah, off the top of my head, now,
Yeah,
I
okay.
can't remember it.
Is there a priority on that,
Is that, I'm sorry, sir?
to get that fence fixed? Do we have
Is
Where does
there
it stand on a priority list?
top of the list?
Okay. All right, you're gonna get the copy from downstairs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Maybe we can talk about that bid in non-public?
Yes, sir. I'm sorry, ma'am.
Oh, I was asking if you want to grab that copy down for me.
Downstairs?
Yeah.
Sure. When I come back up at 10:30?
Oh, this is
That's
going to be a
fine.
non-public?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, just leave it then. I
It's-
will
it's
get it
regarding
then. I will get
security.
it. Okay.
Okay. Very good. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, Mr. Brown?
Does that wall have to pass like an inspection, like from a building inspector or anything like that? Yeah, I mean, it sounds like there could be some questions to that. Is it gonna be inspected by, say, the Ossipee building inspector? Or is there a permit that needs to be, or that was
We have-
pulled or needs to be pulled?
We're not going to get into answering questions, but in this case, I will answer this one, and that is, Bergeron, as an engineer from North Conway, wrote up the specs to be done, and if the specs are not followed, then there will be penalties or whatever else has to take place to make sure that it is followed according to the specs, because that company bid on it and bid on those specifications.
But who's gonna have the knowledge to find out whether it's it's the code, it's done properly? Who's gonna inspect it?
If they follow the specifications as set up, if we don't feel that they've done a decent job, we can have Bergeron Engineering come back in and look at it. Okay? It's additional expense, that's all.
But so there's no real inspection, like you don't have to get the building inspector to sign off on a permit?
No.
He inspects it to make sure it's done properly?
Yep. Okay, Sandy is not here, and we've got another 15 minutes unless, I don't see that gentleman here coming from
No, he won't be there.
Health and Human Services.
He might be coming until 10.
What else do we
I want to
have?
talk about the impound as long as he's standing there.
Okay, yes, let's talk, Attorney Dewhurst, let's talk about that impound yard.
Yep. I'll have Lieutenant.
Come on up.
I'll have Lieutenant Santuccio come up because I was notified yesterday. Apparently, we got notification that some of the cars had been tampered with at the impound lot.
Okay, this is first I know of it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just got notified yesterday, we were dealing with it, so.
Yeah. So, I guess our concern is, we had attended the delegation meeting, and of course, we understand that the commission had originally tried to get this corrected, and it's still a situation with the county that, is being brought to our attention by various law enforcement agencies, the chiefs, as well as the general public has commented on, the fact of the condition of that and where it currently sits. So I'm not sure if the delegation is going to consider it, and I'm not sure where it should have belonged in the budget process. But, apparently the delegation didn't want to consider it in ours. I'm not really sure. I think the commission has tasked the sheriff's department with the overall supervision and custody and inventory of that department. So, but I think as a report of my office, we have actively all last year in 2011 worked with the various attorneys to get matters cleared, and successfully had many of the vehicles removed. The sheriff's department has worked, actively throughout the year to get old cases that, had some discrepancies and clearing some junk cars. The lieutenant can probably update us on that, but more importantly, we've had to deal interagency between the different law enforcement agencies because they periodically ask for permission, and it's an undue burden, to ask, say, the state police to house these vehicles when they're asked to assist in, say, a motor vehicle accident because of a specialized